the meeting of the Cullman City Council to order. Mr. Moore, would you conduct roll call, please?
Yes. President Pro Tem David Moss.
Here.
Council President Kim Hall.
Here.
Councilmember Jason Willoughby.
Here.
Councilmember Paul Schaefer.
Here.
Councilmember Chuck Scheichel.
Here.
Thank you. This time, Chief Peoples will lead us in our invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Let's please stand. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to do the business of this community in this free country. We ask for your wisdom and guidance, and all things be done, honor and glorify you tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief. This time, we'll consider approval of the minutes from our prior meetings. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I make a motion, we approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Next item, public comments, petitions, requests, and communications. We have requests for communications from Mr. Browning. Is Mr. Browning? Yes, sir.
My name is Ricky Browning, 1417 Bolte Road, and the founder of Together Toward Hope. Good evening, and thank you for giving me the chance to speak this evening. First off, I've been raised to say nice things first. Cullman's a town that shows it cares. It's full of resources that people need, can access, to reach out to. Agencies like United Way of Cullman in Winston County, Good Samaritan Health Clinic, The Link, Hope Horses, Victim Services, and other social service agencies make Cullman a bright spot for cities the size of ours. At the last meeting, I heard that Cullman's one of the fastest growing cities in the state, and that's a testament to the work of those who every day put in the work to make Cullman what it is. I also want to give kudos to the city IT department. There's greater access to information and resources on the city government website, and also a great job by Wesley Pam and the city clerk's office. What I'd like to talk about is twofold. First off, today is the 27th anniversary of Columbine. Yesterday, a father killed 8 people in Louisiana. Every day we hear stories of how mental health challenges impact our communities. For many, accessing services is a challenge because either they don't know how to navigate access to care, or the information is so overwhelming they don't know how to get started. The reason I bring this up is next month is Mental Health Awareness Month. As such, I've planned an event with not just my partnership team, but also community agencies to host a mental health fair at Depot Park. During the planning of this event, I had planned to do it for the 12th of May, which would have been great for my schedule. But then I found out there's another event hosted by one of our local media outlets, which I think is just as important, so I chose a different date. I chose May 5th because my son will be graduating next month from Cullman High School, and so the second half of the month's a little full. I got some information before that makes some of this a little bit superfluous, but with the technology, I think there are some efficiencies that can be added to the system, where if a special event is requested in between city council meetings, like for instance between this one and next one, there's 21 days, and so maybe there's some efficiencies that can be built into the system, because sometimes 30-day lead time is not feasible. But at the end of the day, I am grateful to live in Cullman. I'm grateful for the resources that we have. I should have the insurance for my event by Tuesday, and everything else, as far as I know, is lined up. But I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the hard work that everybody does. So.
Thank you, Mr. Browning, and I would like to thank you for working to organize this event. I will tell you, with most everyone, mental health is near and dear to my heart, and I don't know of a family that's not been affected by mental health, so I appreciate the work that you're doing as principal at Cullman High School, and then personally with my own family. I'm very passionate about this matter as well. So In just a few minutes, we'll have some discussion on that, so we'll address the issue. Thank you. We also have Kenneth Cornelius, who has requested to speak tonight.
Thank y'all for letting me address the council. I'm Kenneth Cornelius. I'm running for Cullman County Revenue Commissioners. I have 30-plus years' experience in the business community of express lubes and developing properties, and for the last 2 years, I've served as the Cullman County Parks Director here in Cullman County, which has been over the last 2 years doing that job. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't know what the Revenue Commissioner does, but it's about a $60 million office that handles $60 million worth of county, city, municipalities all over this county and school funds. 11.8 million it went to Cullman County schools last year, 9.1 went to the city school system last year. So it is a very important job. That money has to go exactly where it's earmarked to go. The Revenue Commissioner does not have that ability to judge where it goes. That's the bad part, that it is legislative and that tells that where to go. You just make sure it gets there. So May 19th will be the election, so 29 days, not that I'm counting, but 29 days, it will be decided. And I just wanted to make sure I come and address the council and thank y'all for the time that y'all have given me to address, but I will be on the ballot in May 19th for Cullman County Revenue Commissioner Kenneth Cornelius. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Cornelius. And we have Ms. Amber Thornton of the Cullman County Public Library.
Good evening. I won't take up a lot of your time. I just wanted to tell the mayor and the council thank you for your support with our restroom renovation project. I'm pleased to say that that project is finished. We opened up our restrooms about 2 weeks ago, and I know it seems very, very silly to be very excited over a restroom, but we are over the moon over not only the fact that we don't have to have a restroom key anymore, but that the toilet's flush and that a handicapped person can get into the bathroom, that there's more than one stall in our bathrooms. And so I just wanted to thank you again, because that wouldn't have been possible without the county and the city and several other entities putting in money so that we could get that project done. I know that Councilman Willoughby told me that we couldn't get it done for $50,000. He thought I needed to ask for more, and he was correct. But I did want to tell you that it was $55,632. So we did pretty close with that, but we couldn't have come in anywhere close to that if you all wouldn't have provided your support that you provided, because you let us use some of the city workers and stuff. And so that really helped with that project. And then I also wanted to tell you that before the library opens next Monday, about 8 o'clock, we don't open until 9, I'm going to do just a little reception. I'm inviting the RC&D Council, and I would love for the council and the mayor and anyone that would like to come by and look at the finished product, if you would like to stop by next Monday. And while I have the opportunity to speak, I'd also like to invite you to a couple of events for our summer reading program. We kick that off in June, and we have events at the library every Monday and Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And two, in particular, I would like the council and the mayor to know about, and as well as the community, is June the 8th is our block party kickoff for that. So I've put in a request to close the street between City Hall and the library, and we're gonna have all kinds of organizations that bring tables and all kinds of yard games and things for the kids, just to build up the excitement for that summer reading program. And then again, on June the 22nd, we're calling it Community Heroes Day. And so we would love to have as many community workers and just all of our community heroes to be at the library at that day on June the 8th. And I'll get you some more information when it gets closer. But it is from 12 to 2 for that block party, and then 10 o'clock for the Community Heroes Day on the 22nd. But again, just thank you very much for your support. We couldn't do what we do without the support of y'all, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for the update on the restrooms. We're happy to see that project be completed. But also, would you email Leanne, the mayor's secretary, so that she can include those events on our calendars? She'll help make sure that we have it on the calendars, and then I'm sure Chief Peoples and Chief Duncan would be happy to share that information with anybody who might be able to come over.
I emailed them.
Okay.
If we could have some of their representatives there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item number 2, special event request from Glenn Hurley to hold street preaching at Highway 31, Highway 278 on May 29th, beginning at 2:30 until 5 p.m. Do we have a motion to approve this special event?
Madam President, I make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. We have a special event request from Katie Walker of Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce to hold Second Fridays downtown on June 12th, July 10th, August 14th, from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion we approve this request.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. And during that Second Fridays event, the Chamber of Commerce and Joey Orr, their director, has informed me that she'll be working closely with Chief Duncan to ensure public safety in the area around the Stiefmeyer building after the fire, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that later, but that is going to affect our Second Fridays, and so they're working on those plans at this time. Next, we have a formal letter from the Planning Commission requesting the start of strategic planning process for the city of Cullman. Okay, this is a formal letter requesting the strategic planning process start. What this means is that we will need to work on a request for proposal and put out an RFP to accept bids on the strategic planning process, which will begin with the Planning Commission, but will also involve other departments as well. And a lot of those other departments are already working on those strategic plans. Hopefully, this is going to pull it all together with planning and economic development, and then our infrastructure and public safety as well. Mr. Moore, this is communication. Do we need to vote on this?
I would go ahead, since it is for the RFP process, I would go ahead and do a vote to approve.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the RFP process for strategic planning as requested by the Planning Commission?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, at this time, I'm going to have an addition to the agenda. And Mr. Browning, I appreciate you coming and speaking tonight. As you know, we have meetings twice a month, and so that 30 days is to make sure that we have all the pertinent people involved, starting with public safety, Chief Peoples, Chief Duncan. Then it has to go to the event, whether it's Nathan Anderson, and then it goes through to the mayor before it ever makes it to the council. So that's part of the reason for that time frame. But because it is at the beginning of May, and we do have 2 of the 5 signatures needed, and those first 2 are the public safety, I'm going to ask the council to consider a motion to authorize the Mental Health Awareness Resource Fair on May 5th from 6 to 8, pending approval of Nathan Anderson and availability of the location, and then approval of the mayor after Nathan Anderson. And so we could go ahead and make that approval pending the approval of those 2 leaders. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion we approve that as you stated.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Now, our reports of standing committees will begin with Councilmember Place 1, Councilman Scheichel, Public Safety.
So I've got several things I want to discuss real quick. So as most of you are aware, we had a fire downtown at Stiefmeyer building. Report from the fire department, we had 14 on-duty firefighters that responded to the initial call, 6 administrative personnel, and then 27 duty personnel total responded after. So that's, Chief Peoples, that's pretty much an all-hands-on-deck situation, correct? The police department helped in a couple different ways. Assistant Chief Patterson, he was Johnny on the spot. He took care of a lot of things for the fire department they weren't able to take care of themselves because they were busy fighting the fire. Major Hunt brought the drone down and used its thermal capabilities, very big benefit, played a key role in keeping that fire from spreading. Public Safety Director Bradbury, he was on scene early and helped in handling several safety concerns. Cullman County EMA Director Tim Sarton was on scene, and he manned the drone after a minor injury to Major Hunt. And he manned the drone and was a valuable asset. CEMS, they had an ambulance staged. Vinemont Providence Fire Department, they responded with an aerial truck and 3 personnel. Berlin responded with 2 personnel and an air bottle refuel. What do you call that? A cascade? Like a cascade? Lawrence County, they also sent an air bottle refill truck. The State Fire Marshal's Office and our Cullman Fire Marshal, Butler, they're working to finalize the final report. I'm not sure when that's going to be done. This is just a very brief announcement about who all sort of responded and who all helped. We're going to have a much larger, we're having much larger recognition for all of the public safety people that played a role at Stiefelmeyer. It really was a great team effort to keep that fire from spreading anywhere from where it was. So that's from the fire department. From Chris Dotson, risk management. Last month we only had 1 injury reported. All of the GPS cameras are installed and paid for, so that's completed. And then the last for risk management is the employee health screening is on April 29th, followed by the picnic on May 27th. Cullman Police Department, this Saturday is the DEA Drug Take-Back Program. It's going to be near Walmart South from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Chief Duncan, where's that at exactly? It just says near.
It's going to be right on the side.
Kind of in that parking lot? Okay, thank you. It do have a note, if anybody wish to participate, do not bring any needles or liquids. And Chief, you want to step forward?
So we like to introduce our new officers that we have to the community and the council. So these 2 officers, which is Officer Richard Muldoon and Officer Hank Radcliffe, just recently graduated the Alabama Police Academy at Fort McClellan, which was 14 weeks long. Hank was the Academy Academic Award winner. And to my knowledge, that's the first I've ever seen or remember, so that was pretty impressive for the agency. Officer Muldoon brings to us 2 master's degrees, and he is a retired veteran from the Rhode Island National Guard. So that's kind of new for our agency. Hank brings a Auburn, or a bachelor's degree from Auburn, but we didn't hold that against him. And he's done a great job, and he's also a current member with the Alabama National Guard. So we're excited to have them on our team, and we believe they're going to do an excellent job for us. Thank you.
Council President, that's all I have.
Thank you. I also want to mention and commend Chief Duncan and Chief Peoples and both departments, but not only those 2 departments who were on the front lines, but water, sewer, sanitation, Mayor, I'm sure you had street, all the departments in the city who could be there and provide support were there, and it was just an amazing thing to watch. The communication and support and hard work from all the teams was amazing and very commendable. And our hearts go out to the owners and the businesses who lost their livelihoods in that fire. So we'll be hearing more along the way. Building department, I forgot to mention the building department. They were in as soon as they could get there too. Next, council member place 2, Councilman Moss.
Okay, it's the time of year when there's a lot going on in tourism and park and rec. At the next meeting, Harmony will be here to update us on a couple of exciting announcements in the tourism world. But I've got Nathan here that's going to update us on Strawberry Festival and the water park, and then he's going to make a special recognition tonight. So.
Thank you. I'll start with a special recognition, but I feel like it needs a little bit of an explanation. I'm proud to say that our administrative team, we have 6, I believe it's 6, maybe more now, 7 certified parks recreation professionals, CPRP certified. The highest level certification that you can get in parks and recreation, this is a national certification, is CPRE. That's Certified Parks Recreation Executive. Out of all the managers that are members of NRPA, less than 0.5% ever achieve that in their career. You have to have 10 years in management service. They give you a textbook. You don't get a course. Most people will take this test multiple times before they pass it. And there's only, until recently, there was only 3 executives in the state of Alabama to get this. No females. Tonight, I'd like to recognize Christy Turner. She took the test first time and passed it with no problem. And she is the first female in the state of Alabama to be certified as a CPRP. Christy, would you come forward?
Always forget. Congratulations, Christy.
Yes, congratulations.
Good job.
So, as you know, with what's going on outside, that Strawberry Fest is coming. The team's done a great job preparing for this. We're slated to have the largest one yet. Last year on Friday, Saturday, if you were here, you know it was crowded. We had about 45,000 people in one day. It was really, really crowded. We have expanded, and we were giving ourselves a little more breathing room. The expansion goes down to, not quite to the Stiefel-Meyer building, but right the block before it. So that'll give us another 300 square feet. We'll be in that parking lot on the other side of Flavors. That will be another kids' entertainment zone. So we will have more kids' rides, more music than we've ever had, more food and arts and crafts vendors. So I'm really excited about it. Weather cooperating, I have no doubt, will be our largest event this year. And we also have a great walking tour to talk about our history and why we celebrate Strawberry Fest. We also just recently announced, you may have seen it from Congressman Adderholt's office, that we have received the ARC grant for the Clark Street Church of God Center for the Arts project that we have been working on. This has been a long time, kind of emotional up and down journey, because we went in asking for $750,000 in grant. It would have been an equal matching grant, which would have achieved all the phases we wanted for this project. Then we were told it was going to drop to $500,000, which we would have been thankful, but we would have had to scale back the project. And then they told us it was going to go back up, and then we waited for months, and we finally got the word back that that is fully funded. That is super exciting for the community theater, community band, community choir, and so many great other events that will be able to happen in that. So we appreciate your support for it. Wildwater is opening soon. The Lazy River is nearing completion. We are extremely hopeful that that Lazy River will be flowing and everybody can be in it by Memorial Day weekend. Right now, it looks like we're going to do it on paper. As long as the weather cooperates, we'll get that finished. But we appreciate everybody that's involved with making that happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. That's all I have.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam President and council members. Nathan did a great job, and I'm Rusty Turner. I'm chairman of the Parks and Recreation Board. And while I am very, very proud of Christy, there's somebody else who happens to be the 5th person in the state of Alabama to receive the Certified Parks and Recreation Professional Executive designation, and that is Nathan Anderson. He did it last week. So he failed to remember and tell everybody. So again, it's been an awesome opportunity to be a part of this in this community, but to have these two, and we've got several more that are in the pipeline, you're not going to find a better park and recreation department in the country than what we have here. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Councilmember Place 3, Councilman Willoughby, Public Works.
Okay, couple things. The numbers are in for the 2026 cleanup from Sanitation Department. They removed 101 knuckle boom truckloads of debris from citizen streets and sidewalks as we all put our stuff out to discard. 2,600 yards of bulk debris were removed from the residents' homes. 161 tons were delivered to the landfill. That's probably double that amount went to Willingham Salvage that were extracted off the street before the sanitation department got to them. And that's a great thing also. I say all this to just say what a great service, reduces the possibility for dumping and litter throughout the city. It's a great program, free to the public if you live in the city limits. Street department, they're working on some carryover projects from 2025. They completed paving on 4th Avenue just north of Oak Drive by the middle school. They did that during break, which was great for traffic reasons. They completed the Murphy Street paving in the Engle Park area. And last week, I haven't checked this week, but last week they had milled from Loring Street all the way to Dripping Springs behind the North Shopping Center. And that road was a disaster from all the utility construction, all that's going on in that area. And that concludes. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Place 4, Councilman Schaefer, Utilities.
Got one thing that's coming up this Friday. It is the Water Festival at Wallace State. It's April the 24th. It's for 4th grade students and teachers. That's going to be down at Wallace this Friday. And then also, I want to let everybody know about the water's already back up. That the next, I think it's 2 or 3 days afterwards, after all the water we used on the fire. They said, I talked to Brian Stiles, he said water's good, the lake's good, it's full pool. Even after everything went through, it's all good. And then the power board had the power on to the remaining buildings in that neighborhood, or in that block right there, Tuesday morning. So that's huge. That's kudos to the power board. That's all I've got, Madam President.
Thank you. Yes, so many departments supporting
Yes.
that effort. It's amazing. And for my report, general government, finance, we have the court report. In the month of March, there were 228 cases docketed, and there were 286 cases concluded, with 54% of those being found guilty. The pretrial diversions for the month of March, we had 1 person enter into pretrial diversion. And on the budget for the courts, all expenditures are within or below budget. The fiscal year 2026 for pretrial revenue collections is $47,483.72, which is higher than the collections at this point last year. Our employee recognitions for the court: on March 10th, Senior Magistrate Laura Allison Wade and Magistrate Jenny Perkins continued community outreach efforts by assisting the Liberty Learning Foundation's Adulting Day for Cullman High School seniors. And on March 24th, they conducted Adulting Day for Holly Pond High School seniors. So we're proud of our courts and our magistrates and the work that they are doing. As far as our revenues and expenditures, year to date, our revenues are up 2% and our expenses are up 8.7%. Some of that is due to capital projects. But overall, with the increase of revenue, I think we're starting to see that level out a little bit. Wes, yeah, there you go. We're still seeing on the internet sales tax, that's at 11.4%. So that's up. So we want to continue to encourage you to shop locally when and if at all possible. We have completed the financial audit. Our city treasurer, Kayla, is here, and I just want to thank you, Kayla, going through your first audit. As the official city treasurer, we appreciate all the work that you did on that. And you all have the audit reports in your SharePoint, and we'll be considering the approval of the audit. And we will have a work session at a later date where the auditors come and present to us, and we're able to ask some additional questions. But if you've had a chance to read it, it's hundreds and hundreds of pages. So we'll ask them to come and present for us as well. And that concludes my report, mayor's report at this time.
Couple of things, and one of them is we bought a long reach excavator several years ago when we were working on, I call it City Lake. And when we bought that, I thought, well, we'll use this on this project and then this thing will sit around. But it's turned out to be a very useful tool. And when the Stiefmeyer fire happened the other day. It's the third time we've used that on a fire. And we were using it down at the Lazy River. And so we got a call and said, hey, they need it. And it became a very useful tool to the chief and them because where the fire was located, they couldn't get to it. I think they had, 4 roofs? That's what we were told on that building. So the last one was the tin roof on top, so they couldn't get at it. And that was really hindering their progress. So they were able to take that and peel back the roof, and it assisted them a lot. And then we might have peeled back a little bit more than that in the long run. But they eventually got the fire out, didn't they, Chief? So that just, again, goes back to the teamwork. And sometimes you don't realize when you buy something what you're going to use it for. But every tool in the tool bag becomes useful at some point in time. So second thing, we do this every year. It's a requirement under the Community Development Block Grant Program that we do utilize here in Cullman quite often, and that is part of the Logan Street money that we're using. But it's a proclamation to declare April 11th the 58th anniversary of the passage of the United States Fair Housing Law. And the under Title VIII of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, which started a national policy for fair housing without regard to race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. And whereas the effective implementation of the national policy depends on affirmative action at all levels of government. So now the City of Cullman does hereby proclaim the month of April 26th as Fair Housing Month in recognition of the importance of fair housing to our way of life. And I urge our citizens to obey the letter of the spirit and of the Fair Housing Law as an expression of the individual rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution. So there we go. So I think
Thank you, Mayor.
kind of slipped that in on y'all, so if y'all could pass that, it'd be great.
Okay, at this time, I'll have an addition to the agenda. Due to the fact that this is a federal grant, it is necessary and required for us to pass a motion to adopt the mayor's proclamation of Fair Housing Month. Do we have a motion to adopt?
Madam President, I make a motion that we adopt that.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Unfinished business, item 1, second reading of ordinance 2638 to adopt the personnel policies new handbook. We have a motion to adopt.
I make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
President Pro Tem David Moss.
Aye.
Council President Kim Hall.
Aye.
Councilmember Jason Willoughby.
Aye.
Councilmember Paul Schaefer.
Aye.
Councilmember Chuck Scheichel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under new business, we have a resolution 2687 to adopt the annual audit for fiscal year 25. As you've had a chance to read over that in your drive, do we have a motion to adopt the audit?
Madam President, I make a motion we adopt the audit.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Resolution 2688 to approve Economic Development 772 agreement with Rural King Realty LLC, AJM LLC, Cullman, Alabama, and Rural King Holdings LLP for a new retail development with capital investment of $14 million to construct a 90,000 square foot store in Cullman, Alabama. Do we have any discussion from the council?
Council President, I request to speak on how I arrived to my decision on this matter.
Okay,
if
the
I may
floor
have a
goes
couple
to
minutes.
Councilman Willoughby.
Usually I don't read. Usually I just speak from the heart, I guess you would say. But because this subject is so near to me, I'm afraid if I just start talking that I'll get to rambling on and go off on some avenue that it's probably too far. So I'm going to read some notes that I've prepared. I don't think it'll take more than a couple of minutes, but if you'll bear with me. I want to say that I do believe that this project would create an overall net gain in revenues for Cullman City, Cullman County, and for the schools. Back in November of 2025, basically the week that we took office, I was asked to attend a meeting with a few local business owners, Councilman Moss and the mayor. During this meeting, we listened to the concerns that they had about this proposed project, And as a small business owner, immediately I understood their worries. But I did state that I'm a 100% for capitalism. In other words, I would be all in for Rural King locating here, but without an unfair tax advantage, and that I wouldn't be voting to incentivize their competition. This council and economic development, we spent countless hours meeting, debating with economic development, county officials, and Rural King executives. I can promise you that all of us have wrestled with the pros and cons about this topic. It's been difficult for each of us, to say the least. But no matter how this vote goes tonight, and or what county commissioners decide, the initial request from Rural King to move to Cullman was for $5,413,858 in subsidies. This vote tonight is for a one-time incentive payment for $400,000 from the city, and the county equal $400,000 for an $800,000 incentive split equally. I truly believe, depending on the votes, that because of council's hard work and division on this matter, we have potentially saved taxpayers $4,613,858. And you say, well, y'all would have never got to that number that they requested, but I want to bring up, Prattville gave Rural King $5 million and up to 11 years of time to receive that money. Gadsden gave them $7.75 million and up to 15 years of abatement time to receive that money. Jasper participated. We were told figures, but they don't seem to be public record right now, but they resembled the same figures as the others. All this being said, it seems like to me that we are forcing one business to pay taxes that fund their competition. So just think about that. It doesn't matter if you're in the automotive business and I know that it's been said that all rising waters float all ships or something of that nature, but when your competition across the street has a $800,000 head start, that's a big advantage. Anyway, there's going to be consumers that's going to be angry about my opposition, and I understand. I invite cheaper prices for the consumers. I want to be clear, I am all for capitalism, but I'm not willing to vote for taking one person's tax dollars and giving them to their competition and creating an unfair advantage for them. I wanted the general public to understand my position as a small business owner locally. And President Hall, thank you for allowing me this time. I yield back.
Thank you. Any further discussion from the council?
I'm just going to kind of jump on his coattails a little bit. First, I want to say that again, we went through many discussions over the incentives, the things that we were going to do to try to attract Rural King, and I'm really proud that we all worked together, to kind of come up with some things. But I'm also with Councilmember Willoughby. I campaigned to all the small businesses that I could get to, especially on foot. Some of them being Mary Carter, some of them being Chambers, and I made a pledge that I was going to support them, and I'm going to honor that pledge. So that's really all I got.
Thank you. So looking at the funds that were requested, the funds that we are considering will be used for public infrastructure improvements to benefit not only that business, but other businesses in the area and future developments. We're excited about the work and the partnership with Cullman County to provide the infrastructure improvements. And rather than granting a sales tax abatement for this project, we chose to invest in infrastructure because we all believe it's a priority. The new retail sales from Rural King are predicted to generate new sales tax revenue that will support public safety, schools, city services, and road projects. In the first year of this operation, Rural King is projected to generate approximately $467,000 in additional funding for our local schools. That's Cullman City and Cullman County. $287,000 of that will go to Cullman County schools, $180,000 for Cullman City schools, And over the next 20 years, this investment is expected to contribute nearly $12 million to support and strengthen our school systems. The total revenue received over 20 years is estimated at $31 million. So for me, being an educator, looking at the revenue that is going to go into our schools, Cullman City Schools and Cullman County Schools, that played a big factor in my decisions. So at this time, do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 2688?
I'll make a motion, we adopt.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
By majority vote, the motion carries. Resolution 2689 to approve new job descriptions for Cullman Fire Rescue and Information Technology. Do we have a motion to adopt?
Madam President, I make a motion we adopt.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Resolution 2690 to reappoint Brandy Lee of Lee Law Firm as the city attorney. Do we have a motion to adopt?
I make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. We do not have any board appointments tonight. We have a couple of applications that will make it to the next agenda. So you'll be getting that in your SharePoint. And we have, Christy, the Strawberry Festival times, Friday and Saturday. Do you have the times? On Friday? Okay, senior day at 10 o'clock on Friday. Gates open at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, so everybody come out to the Strawberry Festival.
At 11 on Friday, he thinks.
Okay, 11 o'clock on Friday and 9 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, everybody make sure to come to the Strawberry Festival, and remember to keep the owners and the business operators and the Stiefmeyer business in your thoughts and prayers, and Margot. They've had a lot of devastation over there, so keep them in your thoughts and prayers at this time. Our next city council meeting will be on Monday, May 11th, 2026 at 7 p.m. And if the press is here and is interested, Economic Development Director Jamie Troutman will have a press release for you. Do we have a motion?
One thing.
One more thing.
The Stiefmeyer people, they're not going to be exiting in and out on those days of the Strawberry Festival, but they will continue to work within the perimeter.
Okay, thank you.
Just so there'll be activity there, but safely.
So that'll be ongoing. We'll be getting updates, I'm assuming, along the way from that. Thank you. Okay, at this time, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, I make a motion we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.